Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first episode of the Drama Queen Chronicles with me, your queen and princess, Ella Brinsmaid. So, I'm going to kind of just go over what I'll be talking about in this podcast, slash some fun facts about me, because obviously y'all are here because I'm the one talking, right? Hopefully. Okay. So, the reason as to why I started this podcast is because I, number one, love to talk. I can talk about anything, seriously. I feel like a lot of people can, but why not make a living out of it, you know? Um, the reason as to why I called this podcast the Drama Queen Chronicles is because every single day of my life, I am called a drama queen at least once. I'm not kidding. I'm seriously not kidding. At least once. And some people, men probably, would think, oh my gosh, that is so toxic. Like she's just all about drama, blah, blah, blah. That is not true. I'm going to be honest here. That is not true. The thing that is true is that, as you can tell if yeah, as you can tell if you're watching on YouTube, I talk with my hands a lot. I'm very animated. So people say that I'm just dramatic. I'm a drama queen. And you know what? Your queen is here to stay. Hello, everyone. um, so I make myself laugh as well. I'm kind of my own best friend. So it's just really fun to just talk to a camera and pretend that I'm talking to y'all. So the things that I will talk about in this podcast kind of varies. I definitely kind of want to have a demographic of like maybe girls my sister's age. My sister, her name is Tessa. She's 15, up to like girls my age plus. I mean, whoever wants to listen to this podcast, join in. It's fun over here. I'm actually sitting in my sister's old room at my house, sweating my balls off right now, if y'all are wondering. I'm really descriptive, so that's what I'm doing because the AC does not work well up here. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I definitely want to talk about just boys and like navigating personally like my early 20s. I'm 22 and, just life advice and fun stories and things because why not have fun with it? I feel like sometimes people are too serious, especially nowadays, and I definitely want to have things that I talk about that are serious, but also things that are fun. And in my personal life, supposedly, I guess, I make people laugh a lot. It's probably because I have no filter. That's definitely the reason, which could be a problem, but it hasn't bitten me in the ass so far. So I'm going to keep doing it until I get scolded. Yeah, so let's dive into all about me because of course I love to talk about me because doesn't everyone, By the way, about that. Talking to a new person, there is a study. I'm completely I'm completely lying about the study. I don't mean to spread false information. There might be a study, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, if you're in a new place and you just listen to someone that you're talking to that you've never met before, they will leave that party or restaurant or wherever you are thinking, wow, that person's a good listener because everyone likes to talk about themselves. And that is what I'm about to do. So, like I said, I am 22 years old, freshly 22. My birthday is February 13th, 2003. I really had to tell y'all 2003 part. I'm definitely Gen Z. I would say mentally I'm like 45 plus, maybe 70, but obviously with my humor and everything, I would say Gen Z is probably the best thing to say. I'm definitely Gen Z with my humor. Anyway, so yeah, I was born in Georgia. I'm a real Southern girl. I don't really have that much of an accent because I grew up in Texas as well, but I sometimes have a twang and I'm so proud of it. Yeah, so I'm 22 and I have a little sister, like I said, Tessa, she's 15. Then my mom and my dad, Doug and Jen, and I have two dogs, a Rhodesian Ridgeback, Kuba, who weighs 30 more pounds than me, and Wally, who's my terror of a dog, mini dachshund. That dog needs help. Oh my God. He needs like shock therapy or something. I don't know. Dachshunds are notorious for being crazy, but I think he like freaking took two crazy pills. Anyway, I live in downtown Austin. My parents live on the lake. So I am home for now, meaning just today, to come film this podcast because my apartment downtown is definitely not the best with lighting. It's not the best with the setting. I'm actually moving out of it in July because I do not need to be in a student housing apartment anymore. So it's time to find a big girl house. Then I can film my podcasts there. And then I can make tons of YouTube videos, including me moving and decorating and doing all that. So, anyway, yeah, I am in a very shitty apartment. There's mold, there's roaches. It's actually cute. Like, my room is cute, but it's definitely a little bit ghetto. Seriously. Like, I have to walk down an alleyway to get to my apartment. Anyway, so yeah, I live downtown. Navigating life in downtown Austin is it's special. Honestly, it really depends on like the things that you enjoy. So, I would say like I was saying about my mental age, I'm definitely very like emotionally mature for being in my early 20s. And the reason being is because my mom is a mindfulness coach. So, I've kind of been like living with a therapist my whole life in a good way. I mean, therapy is good in general, but you know what I mean. Just my mom is very mature and she leaves like really great long lasting impressions on people. And I feel like I've learned from the best. And so when it comes to like mental maturity, I'm definitely a little bit up there besides my peers. And not all of my peers are mentally and emotionally immature, but in your early 20s, you're navigating a lot. And not saying that I'm perfect because I'm definitely navigating some stuff, which we'll talk about maybe later in this podcast, or maybe I'll make a whole podcast about that, just like men. And I need like a dun 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 in the background of that because holy shit, help me. Anyway, besides that, yeah, so I would say like I'm definitely emotionally mature, and with that, sometimes I struggle to fit in. I'm definitely a little bit outside the box at times. My values are just different from a lot of people, and I'm not one to be like, oh, well, I'm so much better than them. No, everyone is different. Everyone has their own journey. But living in downtown Austin, I would say like my peers are all in school still, and I'm taking a break from school because I am doing this and I am wanting to pursue Broadway. That's another fun fact. I am a huge, huge, huge theater kid. Truly, I am a huge theater kid. I grew up doing theater. I was in children's theater, and then I carried it on into like acting, and then just like musical theater as well. Acting meaning just like stage acting. And then I stopped in sophomore year, the end of sophomore year in high school, mostly because in high school I just was like kind of going with the crowd, and everyone doesn't really have that many hobbies, I would say. In high school, you're kind of just like learning about yourself, hanging out with friends, which all of my friends that I'm friends with now, I was friends with in high school, middle school, elementary school. So it's great. It's great to have girls that stick by your side. Also, I'm sounding congested. I sound like an iPad kid right now. So hold on. Okay, I actually just had to. Um, I have sinus issues. Hi, I have sinus issues. Hello. No, I do. Anyway, so yeah, I would say my friends, I am all very close with them. And yeah, I mean, I just didn't really have a lot of hobbies. And so the things that I did enjoy when I was younger, I stopped enjoying them. And then finally, like right after graduation from high school, I completely did a 180 and picked up all of the things that I enjoyed doing when I was younger. Reading, one of them. Now I have over 300 books stacked up in my room. That's a whole other thing. I need a library or something. Theater, singing lessons. I definitely just like completely picked up where I left off. And now I really do want to pursue Broadway. And with that, that means that I would have to move to New York, etc. But I haven't done like true musical theater acting in a long time. So my plan is to like take some classes in Austin and just kind of like build up my resume a little bit and just like my knowledge. And then that's when I would start auditioning. Who knows? That's a whole other thing. Honestly, this podcast was like my number one goal for the year. I got this lovely, really nice microphone for my birthday. And my parents, honestly, because people ask me, like, well, are your parents supportive of your endeavors? Are your parents supportive of you taking a break from school and all your other friends are about to graduate college, things like that? And honestly, they're the ones that have pushed me to do this and to pursue singing and Broadway because they know that I have talent. And I would say I know I have talent enough, but I've always been the type of person, and I'm not going to live in this story because some people like to do that. And then it, limits them and their, what's the word? I don't know. It just limits them. But I've just definitely been the type of kid who has been a little bit anxious. And I don't really have anxiety per se, but I definitely used to be scared of a lot of things. One of them being I was scared of going up the escalator. Yes, the moving stairs, because my friend at the time in Florida, she was scared of it. And so then I became scared of it. I was terrified of elevators, seriously terrified of elevators, meaning like my grandpa, thanks a lot, Poppy, by the way. My grandpa freaking told me that he got stuck in an elevator and I was like 5 years old when he tells me this. So naturally, I'm going to be scared of a freaking elevator to the point where I would like hyperventilate or I'd take 30 flights of stairs before I would take an elevator. But hey, you know what? We're past that because we're grown up. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I limit myself because I am scared of what I can become. And I feel like that is a natural thing that humans do, which is they don't pursue their dreams because there's something in the way. And the thing that's in the way for me is my fear. So I'm biting the bullet. And honestly, I think I would be a little bit more scared to start this, just like, this podcast or just like talking to the camera. I would be more scared if I had never done anything like this before. But honestly, I had a Bath and Body Works account in freaking middle school where I would go to Bath and Body Works and buy like 10 pocket back hand sanitizers and then make edits of them. And if y'all are like my age around that time, like honestly 2015, 2016, and you were a girly girl, I bet you followed at least a couple Bath and Body Works accounts / had your own / made duct tape wallets and everything. I've always been creative. But anyway, so yeah, I kind of just like taught myself how to edit really well. I started making little YouTube videos. And then in 2019, going into 2020 till now, I've built a following on TikTok. My username is Rich Mom. And a lot of people ask me why I called it Rich Mom. I am a huge Real Housewives fan. And honestly, luckily, I started my account pretty early on. So none of the girls that like have Rich Mom, quote unquote, as their brand now have my username because I started it quite early. But I would say that I would be scared of judgment a little bit more by my peers if I didn't already have like an online presence and I did get bullied for it in high school, senior year. That was more on that later, honestly. Like I'm over that, but that's what happened. Like people, this one girl, okay, what the hell? Because I'm going to talk about it. This freaking girl, and I do remember her name, but we're not going to out her. We're not going to out her. We did this like senior sunrise, like breakfast thing / senior sunrise, I think it was. Yeah, senior sunrise. And I'm walking down with my friends. This bitch, and yeah, I'm going to say the word bitch. This bitch barks at me, looks at me up and down and starts barking at me. And honestly, I'm going to say that I probably had the upper hand in this because what are you doing at your big age barking at me? But she barked at me and she was one of my haters. You know what? Haters are your freaking motivators because I have more followers than you. Just kidding. No. followers really don't matter at the end of the day. Like, we literally almost lost TikTok, so obviously they don't matter that much. But my followers matter to me because I would say, at least the ones that stuck around, they're like younger than me and they're impressionable girls. And I definitely just as being older or as I've gotten older, when you're little, you look up to the older girls and you don't want to admit it because, some people would like make fun of you for it. But even like me now, I used to look up to the girls I'm at the age where I would have looked up to a girl that is 22. What the hell? That made no sense. But yeah, I would have looked up to a girl around this age when I was younger, and I want to be that girl for my sister's age, for younger, or for even someone that is my age. I definitely just like want to be authentically myself and to not care about judgment and to not care about what people think, because honestly, that is what stops so many people from just even going out and grabbing a coffee. Like some people are just so insecure, and it's sad because they haven't been taught the tools to know that like people don't really care. At the end of the day, if you are sitting, let's just say this, picture this. I'm sitting at a coffee shop and someone walks in, and that day they were feeling really insecure about their hair. And I just looked up at them and they were like, they see me looking. They're like, oh my God, I freaking knew it. It's my hair. I can't be out. I literally cannot be out. It's my hair. Like I knew that it looked bad. I knew it. And that person's look just solidified that my hair looks like shit. That's not true. None of it is true. Unless you are doing something in public that you consciously know is off, like just acting a fool, acting rude or loud or whatever, then people don't really care. And I just really want to be that like person for even one girl, for them to know that people just don't care and you are stopping your own self from truly living your life. And that is definitely another reason as to why I started this podcast, because I want girls to just know that like they can really be themselves. And if you don't allow anyone to talk about your character in a negative way, you will be your best self and you will thrive. That person won't. So I definitely just, growing up with a bit of a following, and I say a bit because it's not like millions, but it's definitely up there compared to some people. In 2020, I was recovering from jaw surgery. I got jaw surgery in 2019. That's another fun fact. I have metal in my face. And for the people that are just listening to the podcast and not watching the YouTube video, I'm pointing to kind of like where my cheekbones are, closer to my nose. So I have metal plates in my face. And in 2018, year before, I had spine surgery. So that's another fun fact. I also have metal, 2 rods and 24 screws in my spine. I'm going to make a whole episode on that just because I feel like a lot of people like really connected with me around that time when it came to my jaw surgery, because we were able to like heal together. I actually met so many people on TikTok that were getting jaw surgery at the same time. So we would like message each other and talk about it and honestly feel better because it was miserable. Jaw surgery, if you need it, get it. Obviously, some people really need it. Supposedly, now I've been told in 2025 that I really didn't need it, and I have a lot of complications from it. But anyway, what I was saying is that for jaw surgery, most of the time you have to be on a liquid diet, and I was on a liquid diet for 6 weeks. For someone that doesn't know who I am, / has never seen a picture of me, / is not watching the YouTube version, I am very skinny. I've always been underweight. I have a very fast metabolism, and I lost like 12 pounds during jaw surgery. So now I'm going into 2020, like 85 pounds and being 5'8", being like 17. When I was quote unquote, and this is true, blowing up on TikTok for my freaking water fountain videos where I would spit water through my teeth, I promise I did not purposely gain followers. Like it was on accident, believe me. Anyway, I would get a lot of hate comments. People would call me anorexic. People would say, well, you need to eat a burger, or you're flat, or you look like you're about to waste away. My freaking teacher in high school before COVID happened, she said, oh my God, it looks like you could blow away in the wind. Well, thank you for saying that I'm so small that I would fly away in the wind. Thank you so much, Queen. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, the podcast almost freaking died because of my computer. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely um had to grow a pair because being thin and more thin than normal for myself was hard. And that sounds like such a pick me answer because obviously people love to honestly like hate on a lot of body types, but no one talks about being hated on for being skinny. Because still, just because you're saying someone is fat is kind of, that's bad, obviously, like never call someone fat. But also like saying to someone that, oh wow, you're really skinny. That also, what is that going to do for me? Like, what is that going to do just because society says that the body like type, like the standard for being a woman is to be thin? That's not true, by the way. Everyone's different, but it's just rude. It's rude. So, what I'm getting at is that I also kind of like advocated for being thin, especially with my TikTok. And a lot of girls, like younger girls at the time, were messaging me and were saying, I have always been pretty insecure about my thin legs. And today I wore shorts for the first time since elementary school or something. I want to be a public figure that is just myself and that it helps other people realize that they can be themselves too. Because putting on a front and being fake, and I use that term loosely, in public/society, it hurts you more than it hurts other people. Because when you're yourself, either people stay because they like you or they go because it's on them. Unless you're annoying as hell, then damn, you need to change. But most people are not annoying. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Honestly, like just in general, I just want to be positive and also at the same time be freaking negative because I'm a hater. I'm a dead ass hater. Like, I'm going to be so honest. I can be a big hater and not like, oh, I'm going to hate on a random person walking down the street. But if someone needs to be hated on a little bit, I'm going to freaking do it. I don't care. I do not care. I have no care in the world. That's the thing. Being authentically yourself also means you kind of lose the sense of caring. And I have empathy for people, for sure. I would say my mom has taught me especially to be very empathetic. But also like when you're being annoying as hell in front of my face, you're going to be called out on it. And that might sound rude and cocky. I swear I'm not that person. But at the same time, some people cannot go through life just being that way. Like, shut up. Sorry. I need a moment. I need a moment. I need a moment. God, this is hard. Let's talk about it. Let's freaking talk about it. This is hard. This meaning talking to a microphone for 3 million years. And y'all might be wondering, Ella, why are you complaining? Why are you freaking complaining? Because I want to. Because I freaking want to complain. Okay? I'm a complainer at heart. And not to where people will be like, oh my God, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. No, they wouldn't do that. But, or maybe they will. Honestly, I might have some haters out there. And you know what? The haters are just going to keep on hating. And I don't care. I'm also staring at my Chick-fil-A cup right now, and it's just speaking to me because there's Dr. Pepper in there, but it gives me indigestion, and then I'll burp into the microphone, and that's not this type of, we're not doing this on this damn podcast, okay? Go to the dark web for that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other fun facts about me. Oh. So I'm going to leave y'all on a lovely, lovely little cliffhanger, which is I have, being 22, dated older men in the past, and that is no bueno. Actually can be, but as of recently, hell no. That shit is ass. Don't freaking do it. As a girl my age, because I'm not going to be talking to my teenage girls if y'all are watching, because y'all stay the hell away. But for girls my age that have possibly dabbled in dating older men, what the hell? Can y'all freaking help me? I feel like I'm going to die. I mean, why do I... Okay, we'll end with this. Dating older men, number one, is not for the weak, because most of the time, this is true, most of the time, whether you're the guy's first younger girl or not, and if you're not, run away, even more, run away. Just actually never be in his life again, because that's freakish. But you'll realize that these men are actually just emotionally, their growth is stunted. They're like a freaking 4'11" guy in their emotional growth. They're short as hell. Short kings, no thanks. Goodbye. Sorry to my short kings, but I just mean like, come on, y'all, grow up. Grow up, please, y'all. I'm serious. It's ridiculous. So if you want to date an older man, just make sure that he's genuinely connecting with you because he just likes you for you and not because you're younger, because you'll realize, you'll be like, wait, what the hell? I feel like I'm the 30-year-old and he's the 22-year-old. Societal standards. We'll talk about that later because I've had some freaking problems with that. Anyway, you'll realize that he's not in it for the right reasons, and we will definitely be talking about that in the next episode. The next episode, keep in mind, or get ready, everyone. Next episode is all about men. And yeah, because I have some things to freaking say. And I've been going through some shit recently. Not actually, I'm honestly pretty chill, but like just in general, you know? Ugh. Freaking disgusting. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss on here because I honestly, and why did I just say here like a freaking Southern belle? I try not to cuss, or I'm trying not to cuss too much, like saying the F word, because dang, that is my favorite word. Sorry, grandma. It's kind of hard though, so I'm sorry if it slips. Oh, one more fact, and then I'll let y'all go. I work at Tacovas, a cowboy boot store in Austin. So I literally have problems with my toes now. I actually had to go to a reflexology place this morning to get my dogs rubbed for 45 minutes because my feet are actually turning into the boot. I have snip toe. Don't tell the founder of Tacovas that I said that, but actually do. But actually don't. Yeah, so I totally like dress prairie now. If you see me one day, if you know who I am and I'm walking down the street and you see me in a prairie dress, say nothing because I'm exactly where I want to be. Little House on the Prairie, Oregon Trail, that is my vibe. Thank you and good night. Or good morning. Or good afternoon. Whenever you're watching this. Anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in to my first ever podcast episode. I will obviously get better at this because, practice makes perfect. And I'm dramatic every single day of the week. So y'all are not missing anything, but also at the same time, you're missing everything. Okay. Kisses, and I'll see you later. Queen out.